afternoon, folks.
Hi, everyone.
Well, as I said, or as I keep saying on there, so sorry about the road noise. We stopped here before. As far as SV, we stopped here before, and I had an outcome past. The minute we put camera on, it's been non-stop. But as I've said on social media, I'm looking for like a work stroke everyday bike.
I don't know whether you deserve one, though.
Why?
Because you've had loads of bikes.
I've had loads of bikes.
Yeah, you have loads of bikes, you.
So have you.
No, I haven't.
The SV,
Yeah.
the Michigan,
Oh, yeah.
the city's terrain.
You don't include your 125s, do you?
Oh, hang on, hang on.
Include your 125s.
Hang on. Now, here we go. But anyway, oh, this bad boy. The Benelli, I think it's called the Leoncino, I think.
Leoncino.
I think it's Leoncino.
Sounds like a cappuccino.
Sounds like a cappuccino, but it's a motorbike. Upside down forks made by Marzocchi or Marzocchi. They make mountain bike ones. All adjustable suspension. You see the preload adjuster for the rear there. Nice fancy yellow spring. Obviously an 800 twin exhaust.
It's not an 800, honestly.
It's actually a 754. It's a 754.
Is the need for that?
Well, it's
Is it illegal, Jeff? Is it a legal requirement to put what cc it is on a bike?
I don't think so. What's that got to do with anything?
No, I'm just wondering.
Anyway, folks, it's got full. Let's have a switch on. Full LED lighting. Do you want to just start the bike there? Press start.
Listen to the pipes.
Sorry, there's loads of wind noise. That's the TFT. I'll leave you to see it.
What's that?
Yeah, I'll show you the startup. I'll show you the startup.
How noisy is that?
I know it is quite noisy, but it's a nice noise. But it's smooth as silk, folks.
Hey, now that looks smart, that.
So that's the startup.
Needs petrol.
Needs fuel by the looks of it. There was actually 3 bars when we got it. Oh, beautiful. Yes, it makes about 80 horsepower, 75, 80 horsepower, 50 pounds-foot of torque, foot-pounds of torque, whatever you want to call it. It's got Benelli branded brakes that look suspiciously like Brembo's. Now, on one of the reviews I've read, somebody said they are Brembo's. I don't know, they might be, they might not. I don't know. You get a fancy line on the mudguard.
Fit my arse on that.
Get phase bottom on the rear. But yeah, I'm looking for someone. I am considering one of these. Sporty Jonathan, it's what tyres are we running here? Pirelli, Scorpion, Rally, STR. The round, the rubber, the black. They seem to do the job. They do look in keeping with the bike. Full LED lights.
It's a smart looking
It's a
bike.
TFT. I'm overly made up with it. It's a lot better than what I thought. Been on it for about what? Half an hour now, haven't we? About half an hour. Going to take it back in a minute. I'll show you what's what. So, it's made up with it. Because as you know, we're struggling with space, aren't we? And the big GS, it's just too big getting in and out every day. It's alright to the tow bike and that. Not that I can afford one, but it just saved because I've got that toll bridge for work, and this would save a lot. Would save a lot. Probably pay for itself. No mind, nothing else.
Would you go for that colour? Because there's a
yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look, but
we'll have to show you.
Yeah, I've just seen this bike online, and Sporty Jonathan Worth, because Faye got her a bike from Bolton Motorcycles, and I spoke to him because they are Benelli dealers. I said, "You've not got one of these in, have you?" So yeah, we've got a demo in. So I can have a do, and here we are.
It's quite tall now.
Yeah, it is tall. It's got tubeless wheels, sport wheels, but obviously, as you can see, the sports on the side, so it's tubeless. ABS front and back, as you do. Yeah, can't fault it. Really, really struggling, and it's sweet as a nut. Sweet as a nut. I'll get on it now. Hang on. Well, folks, I hope you can hear us. This is what it looks like with me. I'm 6 foot, 18.5 stone. We'll try and get 2 up on it. Have a look. Have a look. Easy enough throwing your leg over. Well, that's me pretty much flat-footed. Not completely flat, but here we go. Here we go. I'll be flat-footed when she gets on. How is it?
It's sitting on a brick.
Is it? Are you right back, or you? It feels like you sat on me.
No, I'm right back.
Is the seat? Oh, is the seat behind your ass? Where was the seat?
Let me get off.
So that's it. That's me. That's Faye on it. All right. Does the job. You are.
There's no brick.
There's a bit on the seat there, right?
No, it's not.
There is. I've got my hand on it. So, over the moon with this. Mega comfy. Like I say, I'm 6 foot. I've changed the screen. I was dicking about with the settings. I think I've put a bit of a nighttime view on it, although it looks pretty cool. I do like it. Yeah, so over the moon with it. Mega comfortable. Gearbox, smoothest gearbox I've ever known. Yeah, I've definitely changed the screen. No, there's buttons there with a menu and a return and there, and you go through all the settings. As you know from me, I'm not really into all that. I'll just put something on and leave it. I very rarely change anything. Oh Christ, I've even put it in kilometres an hour. I thought then I'm not doing 80. Oh, I've made a right ass of this. Let's just see. That's a return one, that's up and down. I don't think it lets you do it while you're riding, you see. No, don't let you do it, I don't think, while you're riding. I've pressed return there, no, we'll leave it, we'll work it out, no big deal. I've got a speedo on the goggle maps here, so we're alright. I thought, I was looked down, I thought 80? 80? Are you mad? But yeah, as you can see, Fair's behind me on the, I was said little SV, but I've been using that for work a bit. And it's been brilliant going to work on bike, no toll charges. Does nearly twice what the car does on fuel. So basically the toll charges alone would pay for one of these, which is, it's obscene that, isn't it? Absolutely obscene. And this feels like a proper fun bike. Oh, it's really, really, really flickable. Here's the upside down forks, fully adjustable rear shock. As always, like I say, I just leave it as it is. You just adapt to the bike. But let's tell Jonathan put all settings back up screen. Yeah, that was 6 gear then. The horsepower figures, I have seen a few different articles, but I think it's between 75 and 80. It's got enough, trust me, it's got enough. You don't need any more than this for the normal roads. What I mean? Yeah, so I've got Google Maps on now. We've got to make our way back. I've had a good 40 minutes on it. It's the demo bike, so I don't want to take the piss and be out all bloody hours and putting millions of miles on it. Yeah, it tips in really quick. The headlight's brilliant, but I've no idea what I've got it set on now. I've been pressing all these. Such a child. Well, there's a button, I've got to press it. What does it do? Nothing, until you get on it again. The screen's gone black, we're in kilometres an hour. And weirdly, I said this affair before we set off with 3 bars of fuel. It's actually got 3 bars now. Before we stopped just, it was down to 1 bar. So I don't know what the script is with that. Cheers. Well, it pulls well out of corners. Although all those that know this area obviously know River Barnes that way. We're not going there today because we've got things on this afternoon. I was saying to Faye, I don't know what I was expecting from this, you know, because it's so-called what we call budget. It is quite heavy, don't get me wrong, but isn't everything getting like that these days? but it feels pretty premium. It feels really planted to the road, which is a massive thing. If you just pass your test and you want something, you want the scrambler type, so it's easy to get on with, that's, dead forgiving and that. And you couldn't go far wrong with this, Like I said, it feels really, really planted. We're straight across here, babe. Sorry, folks, Faye's not got a camera on, so I'm talking to her while I'm talking to you, which is a bit rude, I suppose. So it's a parallel twin, 800 parallel twin, but I think it's actually a 754cc or something like that. No doubt somebody watching this is going to put me right, as you always do, and I appreciate you for it. I said this isn't a review of anything. This is actually, I'm looking for something for myself. For this kind of money, like, it's, I'm struggling to think of anything different. I know everybody's going to come up with all sorts. And if somebody mentions a bloody MT-07, rag off. I don't mind the MT-07 at all. I just don't want one. It's just, I've rode one. It's a great bike. Just, I want something different. I want this traily type. I do like that. Just like the look. And I know it's just aesthetics. Honestly, it's everyone to their own. But I do like the look of this. Thank you. Very, very easy to ride. Honestly, you could set liberties on this. This would be, like I said, this would be ideal if you've passed your test and you're looking for your first decent sized bike. I know on these days, you say an 800, but this, I think Faye's bike, even though this apparently it's got more power, Faye's feels like it's probably got a bit more pork, but there's not much in it. They're probably pretty much, although Faye's bike is a fair bit lighter, I will give you that, the SV650, which I will never slag off because I've been using it for work and it's so much fun. This feels like a big bike for not much money with some decent premium parts. That's the part I like about it. You've got your TFT, you've got your decent thick, a massive thick. Oh god, my mind's in gutter now. You got a big, thick, upside down forks. Marzocchi's. Faye, like I said, Faye's got Marzocchi's on her mountain bike bombers. The quality fork, quality. This is really plush. Don't feel any of the bumps. Fully adjustable rear suspension. I've got it as it's come out at dealer, and I'm like say I'm 18.5 stone, and it's perfect. It's perfect. A lot of cheaper bikes do feel budget when you're on them. This doesn't. This feels premium. Switch gear's a bit plasticky, but yeah, like Fraser said in my earpiece, it's a premium bike without the premium price. Obviously, reliability-wise on that, I don't know. I will put my hands up, I don't know. It's a Benelli. But the feel of the engine, it feels very understressed. Don't feel like it's working hard, so I've no reason to believe why it wouldn't go for a long time. I'll tell you what it says on the dashboard, but I've just changed everything. It's all in bloody gibberish now. Gearbox though, thumbs up for gearbox. Hence why I said it would make a great first big bike, because the gearbox is, I've never felt one. The upshifts, yeah, you just don't feel the gear doing it. It feels like it's not working, but you can see on dashboard there, clicks through gears, it glides through them. And that was what, there was about 35 mile an hour in top cog, and it just pulls like a train. Let's catch up to that car in front. Let's cover that. That's in top cog, that. Let me peek at the dashboard first. Yeah, we can look back down now. We're about right. Such a child. Blown away with this. Blown away with it. Oh, the old calf racer. Got a nod as well. Got a nodding dog off him. Like I said, I don't think it's got any gadgets, which suits me down to the ground. I like having something as it is. And this is one of those do as I say, don't do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, that's the one, innit? Yeah, don't fiddle. I'm just fiddling about with buttons. I thought they weren't working, but they only work when you're stationary. Engines on stationary, and then you can go through all parameters on the TFT. And then I've messed up with things, and it's like I say, now it's black and it's in kilometres an hour. No bigger. No bigger. Nice bars, can fit loads of stuff on there, like I say. Got the Ultimate add-ons. It's not a plug. I got one just because they are great for it. One of them universal ones just clamps at bars anywhere. Put your phone in, jobs are good. And there's loads of space clamp stuff on this, so you could put a proper dedicated sat-nav on if you wanted. No doubt within, looking at the fittings around the headlight there, no doubt within, I bet by now, there's a company got screens out for this by now already. Pyramid or MRA or something have got a screen out. Make a screen to there. Oh, you've suddenly got yourselves a Tourer on your hands. On your hands. Under your bottom. Let's do a bit of auto blipping. Let's do a bit of blipping. Oh yeah. Downshift is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's a bit snatchy on first initial pickup, but that's just something to get used to. Just a characteristic, as they say, but it's something you'll get used to. I'll show you now. So we're in let's get in third. So we're in third now. Hang on, let's everybody sort the lives out here. They're all making a big deal of getting through gaps that you can get a bus through. Oh Christ, there we go. Oh, that's it. He can't even turn a corner without stopping in his lane. Right, so we're in third. So that's off the throttle now. Just a tiny bit. And it goes. Feel it? Do you feel it? Have you heard me? Do you feel it? On your feeling TV. Yeah. But you get used to it in no time and just like go on gradually. And it's smooth as silk. Yeah, if you blip the throttle before downshifts, it's seamless. Although you don't need to. Madness. The rev counter goes that way, up and down. See ya. Love it. Anyway, folks, got to take this back now. Take it back to where it belongs. Back to the dealer. I don't know why we hit all this traffic, but it's pointless talking to you through all this, so... Thanks to Jonathan. Gotta say it, haven't you? It's only right to the lending your bikes. I might actually be buying one of these anyway, so... Well, thanks to Jonathan for lending us this at Bolton Motorcycles, Ivy Road, Bolton. Well worth an nosy in. Kawasaki, Suzuki, Royal Enfield, and it's not a plug. It's where we actually bought Faye's bike from there with our own money. That's where Faye did her bike training, because at the dealership there, if you go out to the back door, Williams Motorcycle Training has the car park at the back where they do their bike training, and it's one of the best schools Faye's ever been to. She loved it. Well, they got her through a test anyway, didn't they, babe? Yeah, they got Faye. Yeah, you can't even hear her, can you? She's going to ride the Harley Davidson home anyway, so she'll do her own little video at my home on that. But, made up with this, made up with it. So until next time, thank you Bolton Motorcycles, thank you Jonathan, thank you Faye for coming along, thank you Benelli for lending us this, even though they didn't lend us this. I don't do all that. I can't do all them thanks, it kills me, but yeah, thank you for all the people. I'm wondering why, oh no, lights are on red up there. Yeah, thank you to the world. That's what Faye just said. No, seriously, considering this, very, very comfortable. It feels like something that I've rode before and I can't put my finger on it. Can't put my finger on it. Like I said to Faye, it feels a bit like Big H, a bit like the CV1300, but with wider bars, more comfortable. See that snatchiness then? Like I said, but just a characteristic, you'll get used to it. Anyway, till next time, folks. You might even see me buying one of these soon. Made up with it. I love you and leave you. I'll speak to you soon. See you later.
My little toy to come home. I think it's coffee time. Hello. It was fantastic.